we want to dance around it. There's two people that are at fault here. Jason Garrett, which is always going to be Jason Garrett. And that's an easy, low-hanging fruit conversation. But it's also Dak Prescott. And, Samter was asking me right before the show started, and I was getting my makeup done. He's like, would you want Carson Wentz or Dak Prescott?
Oh, please. It's Carson Wentz every day.
It's not because of, he wins the big game or he's got this, moxie about him. I feel like Carson Wentz has this creative gene that every great quarterback needs, right? You got to figure out a way to make a play, whether it's your guy, Pat Mahomes. That ridiculous sidearm throw yesterday, he threw it under a jumping defender who was way up in the air. He just kind of basically underhanded it to the wide receiver. It was ridiculous.
Lamar had that too.
Lamar
where he kind of went to the line of scrimmage, jumped up and threw I think it was to Andrews.
You figure it out, right? The great ones will figure it out.
Improvise.
And Carson Wentz has that ability. Man, this isn't quite how we drew it up, but I'm going to figure this out and get the throw to where the touchdown to Dallas Goedert, it was covered.
Yes.
He threw it perfectly high when the defender was on his off step so that Dallas Goedert was the only one that could go up and get it. It was a big-time touchdown play. Dak has to be, at least that's what I'm feeling just watching him the last few weeks, and especially these games where he doesn't score touchdowns. It's a must-win game.
It's a joke.
Against a division rival, you have to score touchdowns. Field goals aren't getting it done. I don't care how bad the other team is. Field goals aren't getting it done. He seems to come up short, and it's because you have to manufacture. You have to scheme success for Dak. Like with the Giants in week 1. It was all scheme. They knew the weakness of the New York Giants. They schemed the heck out of him. He had 300 and whatever it was, 70-something yards and a touchdown every series, it felt like. But if there's no scheme, if the scheme isn't working, Dak Prescott's not figuring it out. Carson Wentz is figuring it out. And so it's an easy conversation because it's very rarely pretty. Right? It very rarely lines up exactly how you drew it up on the chalkboard. All right, we're going to install this play. This is what you're looking for. When this safety does this, then you hit it here, and the ball goes there. It's never going to work out that way 100% of the time. Carson Wentz can figure it out. Dak Prescott doesn't look like he can figure it out.
That's interesting. His ability to improvise and his willingness to improvise. It's twofold here.
That's
right. But it's really a natural gene. You either have it or you're either a creative person or you're not. You're either funny or you're not. It's kind of inherently there. It's the ability to kind of see something and then deviate from what has been scripted and have it still make some sense in your mind as it's playing out in real time, and you have the fortitude to let it go. I'm certainly not saying that Dak is soft. He's not. He lowered his shoulder. I know he's gotten a few injections. That thing was screaming yesterday. He missed a few throws he doesn't miss on. He's a big kid. He's a strong kid. He's a tough kid. He's generally a winner. He's a good leader with easy, natural leadership traits. But, I almost look at it, you think about some of the great baseball pitchers, right? Now, you don't always leave the bullpen with your A-plus stuff. Sometimes you're on that hill and you're looking down at a pretty damn good offensive lineup and you say, whoa, this slider's not darting, this changeup's not sinking, this fastball's not popping. I'm trying to hit the corner on the outside. I'm missing right over the middle of the plate. I don't have my stuff. So how can I possibly, midstream, how can I piece something together? How can I Band-Aid something together under real dire circumstances in real time? And I'm not going to throw a shutout, but I'm not going to get it lit up for 6 runs and 13 hits and get bamboozled and hit the showers after 3 1/3 frames. I'm going to find a way to give my team a chance to win. And it's an outstanding point that you make.
Because that's what I was waiting for.
The only one who doesn't do that, who's great, is probably Brady. Do you think Brady does that?
No.
I don't think he does either.
But you give a pass because he's won 6 championships. You know what I mean?
But all the other ones did it. Every other one. John Elway did it.
That's right.
Steve Young did it.
And let's face
Montana did it.
Brady is part of the scheme development with McDaniels, and so they study film together. They come up with what they think is going to work. Eventually, teams are figuring them out a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're having a down offensive year. But, yeah, Brady might be the only one that in-game isn't going to, save you with his legs or with his creativity in a scramble drill or whatever it may be. And especially without a big-time target like Rob Gronkowski. But, watching this game, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the moment. right, for Dak Prescott, because there's always these questions and there's these doubts in our minds about, well, how much is this guy going to get paid? We know it's going to be close to $30 million because he's been the starter for 4 years or 4 years. He's going into his 5th year next year. We know that, he's had great success and he's been, the perfect vocal leader, the perceptual leader of this Dallas Cowboys team. But in a game that you come in 7-7, tied
You're favored.
Tied with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Depleted team.
Team. The Eagles are depleted.
Shot.
You're pretty much full strength.
No receivers.
You're banged up a little bit. But, I mean.
It's a disgraceful loss,
I was waiting for the moment. Right, waiting for it, and it never came.
No.
And
what if Gallup makes that catch, though? To be fair, that was a beautiful throw. That's right on his
in
fingertips.
The end zone at the end?
No, the one that would have been about a 40-yard chunk play, get him inside the 20. Who knows what happens there? That was a beautiful throw.
It was a great throw.
Now, does he get him in the end zone? I don't know. He didn't get him in the end zone the rest of the day, so the answer very well may have been 3 instead of 7.
I don't know.
I don't know, dude. Like, this team is maddening. They should, if Sean Payton was their coach, or 5 or 6 other guys, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, if he's the coach, they got 10 wins, 11 wins. They win this with their eyes shut. They would have locked down the division weeks ago. They would have had a first-round bye. They would have dispatched and just destroyed the dreams of the Eagles in late November. You guys aren't good enough. We just slammed the door on you. We'll see you next season.
Yeah.
Now we have to worry about us for January.
Yeah.
Instead, they're under 500.
The surprising thing is they can still make the postseason.
You know what? The crazy thing about this is your Giants, Daniel Jones was great yesterday. I know the Redskins aren't great. I get that. Yeah. But Daniel Jones was phenomenal. That game's in New York. The way Barkley ran, and Shepard's back.
He looks healthy.
He caught the ball. He ran the ball. I don't disagree. I actually give the Giants a puncher's chance to win that game. I do. And you would have to think that Dallas handles business and they win their end. They beat the Redskins. Can they backdoor this? They could. It doesn't matter. It should not bury the lead. I don't like to use the word disgraceful in sports unless you do something disgraceful, like egregious, something reprehensible. But pertaining to doing your job consistently, the Dallas Cowboys have been disgraceful this season. And I tweeted this, and here I am breaking my own rule. I tweeted this last night. This is what I tweeted last night. The Dallas Cowboys do not deserve 1/10 of the forced media coverage they will receive tomorrow. Bunch of dogs. And here we are. We just burned the first 13 minutes on a loser team.